I'm pulling like a double, like a triple double. I'm working overtime, baby. Yeah, I'm back. I mean, y'all know like when I'm recording this video, but in case you won't know, but I am back. All right, you good? Hold on. Here you go. I know it's hot here, bro. You gotta hydrate here. Come on, bro. Yeah, man. Go ahead, man. You gotta stay hydrated. H2O. That good H2O. God, man, hold on, man. But before I get into this foolishness with Tems, oh my God, it's the six pass commandments. Six pass dice here, Mr. Lane. If you need me, you know we're here to discuss, baby. You know why I had to pop up on you. I'm gonna pop out and show niggas. See, I don't hate Kendrick. I like that bar. I've been saying it the whole day. You gotta pop out and show niggas. Like every good bar that nigga that had during the whole beef, but like wasn't like really anything specific. It was like just like a good bar. Like it was a good. It sounded good. You know what I mean? But anywho, that's crazy. Kendrick said like mad, like yo, you accused the man of being the worst thing you could possibly be, and then they did not provide no evidence, no reference, no nothing. And matter of fact, the fans just carried out. Yo, y'all niggas turned to millions over that nigga Kendrick, man. You listen, the way y'all niggas love Kendrick, like I keep saying, black women be talking about relationships and shit like that. If y'all want to really understand and really grasp the concept of loving a man, you gotta study these Kendrick fans. I'm trying to tell you, study them. Okay. But anywho, you know who we here to discuss? We're here to discuss the pretty lovely Tems. I enjoy her music. You know what I mean? She's an artist from Africa. I became a fan of her around like the end of 2022. I started hearing her music a little more, and I've seen her and everything. And like, I don't know, it's like it's not so much that I disagree with the girl being attractive, but there's an issue with any and everyone being able to establish and attest the level of attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? So in the video that we're about to watch, she's talking about how basically the men were just so thirsty, right? And she's just so sexy that she needed to get really ugly to go to the studio. Basically, she got to put on baggy clothes, a big old hoodie, all types of stuff, right? And don't get me wrong, she made a point about, I'm going into the studios with people I never met before, right? And people I've never been around before. And what's interesting about this whole conversation is that she's missing a really important aspect, and it's something that a lot of female artists, the female artists with the best careers are women who had a man the whole time. Whether or not y'all want to acknowledge the God, Safari the God, that was Nicki's man. She always had protection. Couldn't no one ever force her to do anything that she didn't want to do. Couldn't no one push up on her. Couldn't no one do nothing to her because she always had her man with her. So she never had to think about nothing like that. You know what I mean? But I'm saying, most Beyonce, one of the greatest careers we've ever seen in the music industry. And she had her man. Mary J. Blige, they all had, whether or not it worked out or not, they all had a man, But anywho, let me go ahead and play this clip. Then we're gonna go ahead and dissect this drawing. Let me see.
People I've never met. I used to not always like my body, crazy as it seems. But I just didn't understand a lot of things. I was going to a lot of studios alone, meeting people I've never met, people that I don't know, they don't know me, I'm unknown. I would message people, okay, I've been working on this. I want to share this because I know I have something, like I can help. I can, I want to learn how to produce. Maybe I'll be producing for people because of my objective, which is I just want to make music. I don't really care about politics or anything here. I just want to learn. I want to be here to learn. And if me being attractive is disturbing you, it's stopping me from me achieving my goal, I'm going to help you. So I would
I'm
like,
going to help
when I
you.
go to the studio, I wear like baggy clothes.
stuff. Oh wow.
And I'm in my
Gangster
alpha mode because I want you
Interesting.
to not be
So you're in
seduced by
alpha
me.
mode.
And I'm not going to be like, oh, it's your choice. Fine, yes, it is your choice if you want to be seduced. But when I'm
Just let it work.
yeah, and most of the time it works. Why?
Yeah.
Because they can tell she's just here to work, and we work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gosh, you sound freaking ridiculous. It's two or three things I want to point out here. Don't get me wrong. It's not that she's wrong or incorrect, right? But when she talks about this, she knows that the sisterhood, the hyenas, the feminists, they love that kind of talk. They love the conversation of these men are such animals. You're so sexually driven. Your mind is so clouded that I have to help you out. But when she's having this conversation, she's having the conversation about acknowledging the nature of women and the nature of men. If a man sees an attractive woman, it's a natural thing for him to flirt. Because what's funny about that whole thing is that, all right, again, it's all skullduggery and it's all manipulation. Now, if you're not an attractive man or a kind of man that gets attention from women, right? Maybe you don't experience this one. Give me a second, guys. I'll talk about something before. Wow. Sorry. If you're not the kind of man who gets women, right, or attracts women, then maybe you won't really relate to this and everything. But the thing is, like, let me tell you something. When women like you, they're not worried about how they come off. They're not worried if you're worried. All they know is that they are expressing their attraction to you, and all women do it. If they right in the face. If they like you, okay, you will be touched. Okay, she will get in your personal space. You know what I'm saying? She will invade your personal space. Again, it's like it's a free for all. Don't get me wrong. It's one of those double standards that kind of have to exist. Okay, so it is what it is, right? It's one of those double standards that it is. It's not really a big deal for women to do it, but these kind of conversations they kind of enforce. Well, then again, you know what? I have to question. This may be another case of baddie syndrome. Matter of fact, let's play it again, just so we clear on the foolishness. And I want to touch again on
Things.
someone being able to
I just
affirm it on
didn't
attractiveness.
understand a lot of things. I was going through a lot of. I used to not always like my body, crazy as it seems, but I just didn't understand a lot of things.
First of all, she running the classic feminist play where she's making you. I don't say she's contradicting herself, but she's saying something that sounds crazy so that it automatically signals, oh my gosh, she's so real, so authentic. I didn't always. I used to hate my body. No, let me tell you something, fellas. No girl who has a nice body has ever hated their body. No girl who got booty has ever hated her body. That's like a nigga that was born with money saying, growing up, I didn't always like, believe it or not, I didn't always enjoy filet mignon. I didn't always enjoy when a father would pull out the Rolls Royce and we go for a drive around town. Like, what are you talking about? But these are like little signals that women do to give you this idea that basically of authenticity. What I always tell y'all, anyone that is obsessed with authenticity, and also not only that, controlling the uncontrollable. Always be wary of women who want too much control. It's not a natural thing for a woman to want, because what happens is nothing will happen. Because now she's leading. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that at times when it's appropriate, at times when she needs to make decision making for herself, she shouldn't do it. But in a situation like this right here, like, women wind up being really unhappy trying too hard to control the men around them. You know what I'm saying? So like I was saying before, what would have problem solved for all that was having a man and having a man with you. And also to have a second set of ears and eyes in the room at the same time. You know what I mean? And also because that she could have came in there wearing a leaf. If her man is with her, yo, old boy know what's up. You know what I'm saying? And hold on a second. Let's go ahead and play this drawing again, man. She mentions this thing about alpha mode.
I was going to a lot of studios alone, meeting people I've never met, people that I don't know, they don't know me, I'm unknown. I would message people, okay, you know, I've been working on this. I want to share this because I know I have something like I can help. I can, you know, I want to learn how to produce. Maybe I'll be producing for people because of my objective, which is I just want to make music. I don't really care about politics or anything here. I just want to learn. I want to be here to learn. And if me being attractive is disturbing you, it's stopping me from me achieving my goal, I'm going to help you. So I would like, when I go to the studio, I wear like baggy clothes.
Stuff. Oh wow.
And I'm in my alpha mode because I want.
So what it's a few different things she's talking about. First of all, let me tell you something. And this is something I watch all women do this shit. When women want to impress you, they always tell stories that one way or the other says, I am so fucking pretty and niggas be on my dick. I didn't mean to say it so crass, but like women always, if you hang around a woman long enough, especially if it's the opposite sex, she will tell you a story or something that basically translates to I'm so desirable. And that's a symptom of baddie syndrome. Because baddie syndrome is when the woman is obsessed with just being desirable for the sake of being desirable. And I think that's how we get to a point where too many people are affirming their own level of attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Tems is one of them kind of women that like I'm being told to be attracted to. Now I think like she's attractive because I mean I like dark-skinned women and stuff like that. And you know she has that shape, but like you know to keep it real, like Tems don't even work out. I don't think Tems is working out like Tems. Like the times I've seen Tems, well, she got a little bit of a belly. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you something. If you are a singer, an R&B singer, and you coming out there with a belly, everything she's saying right now is spot on. Like, again, she's not saying anything that's too bad. Because she's not presenting it with a bunch of curse words or super slick talk. But the point of the conversation is, I'm so sexy that these niggas couldn't control themselves around me. So I had to dress like a boy. And let me tell you something too. Whenever you hear a woman talking about some alpha shit or saying alpha, watch her. I ain't saying to put the scarlet letter on her, nothing like that, even though that starts with A2. But watch her. Because anytime a woman wants to assign traits and titles and male concepts to herself, that's because she sees herself as being that nigga. She sees it. That's also a way. That's also how you know that in her relationships, she wants to be the man, or she thinks that she's the man, or she can also do what the men do. Another thing too is it's never smart for a woman to be in male. You're in a male space. You're supposed to have a man with you, beloved. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go ahead. Let's read a few comments and everything. Like I said before, I thought she told this story because she knew that the sisterhood was gonna love it. So, this is kind of how women do the whole shared thinking thing, where one woman says one thing that sounds good. So for example, this woman is telling a story about how she's so attractive that men can't help but to just be all over her. So she can't get anything done. So she got to dress, like basically like a bag lady and whatnot, right? Again, the translation is I'm so sexy. Women, it's crazy how women just all pretty much try to relate to things that make themselves feel good. So one woman writes, being a woman is exhausting. All right, you got it, beloved. AKA, she's tired of getting sexually harassed. Let's see what the replies were. Which is basically ridiculous. Some men can't control themselves. Then we got a simp here, got a white knight. Wow, that's sad. If only men could control themselves and be respectful towards women and their bodies. Then we got this. Here we go. Fellas, we gotta chill and let women be. Somebody writes modesty. Let's bring this back in style. Lakers have gone too far, B. Baggy clothes doesn't stop anything. We all saw what happened in the Aaliyah case. It's because her body is banging. I respect it, sis. Someone also wrote, unfortunately, baggy clothes ain't gonna stop men. And y'all wonder why 90% of women would rather encounter a bear. You know what? Let's stop it right there. Actually, no, but before we leave, this is what I said. Y'all are disgusting in the comments, and this is why men stop dating. She didn't tell any traumatic story. She didn't say anyone did anything to her. Y'all jump at the opportunity to call black men animals. I hear people in the comments talking about pistols and all types of nonsense. Because the reason why I get triggered at this kind of thing is because these are the control tactics that women employ that men do not pick up on. Women have these kind of conversations online to signal the simp in you. Because what she's saying is, this is what I think about men. This is what I think about men. Even the man versus bear argument. What she's doing is trying to get you to argue that you're better than a bear. Angry Man made an excellent point. The man is better than the bear because the man learned how to become more dangerous than the bear. But those conversations, the point of those conversations is to get you to hear that and think, that's ridiculous. What do you mean? A man is better this way. A man's better. And what she's doing, again, women can create a continuous loop of getting you to want to prove yourself to her. So these kind of conversations, as ridiculous as they sound, the idea is that they write these things to perpetuate this idea of men are monsters, but men are not monsters. So if you're a good man, in your mind, you're thinking, well, I want to show her that men are not monsters. I want to show that men can be great. Men can be good. But what the man has to understand is this. If a woman truly has that idea in her mind that all men are bad and men are monsters, all men are just these big old horn dogs and whatnot, nothing you're going to do is going to change her mind. You have to find women who have healthy relationships with men. Also, Tems represents the feminist mindset that's bleeding into African culture. African culture, I was having a conversation the other day about most of us who have friends or know people who are Nigerian or African, where the mother and father is in the house. They may not be perfect, and sometimes they may live in the hood, but a lot of times they're a lot more well-rounded and they're more normal. And they don't have as many problems, and they're easy to communicate with, and they seem happier. Because a lot of times they come from a family environment, you know what I mean? But like the Crimson Cure always says, feminism is a destabilizing agent. Now, what Tems probably is overlooking completely is that you're not even realizing you may have gotten further in your career if you had the right man around you. All the best female artists have men who help write those records. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if she stops people from doing that and whatnot. But again, this conversation, and also the conversation also is signaling how black women need to distance themselves from men and move like men. All right. She's encouraging that because you got to realize feminism is penetrating African society, and more girls are talking like this. But back to the being able to affirm your own level of attractiveness. Tems, for the most part, is average. Tems is not no beautiful woman. I think she's attractive, as in like attractive enough to be on screen. A lot of it is also the songs is banging. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, she has the general shape, but Tems is not in shape. Tems don't even have a flat stomach. Like, fam, like, you know what I mean? Like, and I remember when I was younger, when I first started kind of experiencing being around women who behave like men in the terms of like men have to have a certain kind of overwhelming confidence, you know what I'm saying, to be competent. And you have to have the confidence that will tell you, I'm going to fight this bear. Speaking of the bear, I will fight this bear if it means protecting my family. Now, I may die doing it and whatnot, but maybe if it'll help my family survive, I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas women are kind of opposite. Women are more like not really brave because women are not made to survive and go through traumatic experiences. You know what I mean? That's not who women are. Like I always say, if you look at one of the reasons why it's hard to date older women is because she's had so many experiences. Or any woman that's had a hard life period, you're not going to be able to date her or have a relationship with her because her life has been too hard. She's never going to get over all this stuff. And a lot of times people do not get over things. They hold on to it forever. People in general, it takes actual work in saying, I'm going to get over this, I'm going to let it go. And or it takes strength to say, I learned my lesson, I learned from this. All right. And now I don't do that no more. Or I'm not going to go there no more. All right. So anywho, just want to touch on that, man. This is some dangerous thinking. This is a part of why men have stopped dating. Because again, most women have this mindset. And what we're seeing more and more is women who are like attractive or at the front door of attractive, or the beginning, I'm sorry, at the beginning of attractive, right? And women that would have been attractive enough to get a good guy. And now women who are attractive, we have women who aren't attractive behave and talk like they're really good looking women or they're really fine women because they have on lashes, wig, and makeup, and they may have gotten their body done, or maybe their body is nice. You know what I mean? And again, the same woman 10, 20 years ago would have been happy to have a guy with a car. Now that same woman, it's not so much that they're looking for a man that's necessarily rich. She has all kind of fantasies in her mind about what she's going to get. But I think what makes it really even worse is the baddie syndrome. Baddie syndrome is where you are obsessed with desirability for the sake of being. It's for the sake of being desirable. You're not desirable based off of any intrinsic qualities that benefit other people. And another part of baddie syndrome is pretty much having the narc mindset. All right, and the obsession with arrested development, you know what I mean, particularly with being youthful forever. But being youthful forever also comes a lack of maturity. All right, and what we're seeing is, again, we're seeing this the baddie syndrome play out, and these girls are just going to have a perpetual hot girl summer where they will just go in circles forever and ever. Frappuccinos and blunt wraps over and over and over again. All right, I think that's about it. That's what I got for that. 6-pack dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, man, love y'all, man. Peace. Like, share, subscribe.